Welcome in, Renegades. And it's really good to see you guys. What's up, Motivational Sub? Damien, my guys are here in the house today. Things are starting to get really interesting. And I believe the next phase begins in crypto very, very soon, and especially with the internet computer. So this is kind of how the market works, right? So Bitcoin, when it goes really, really, really far up, people are going to start taking profits. We see a big psychological level is going to be around 100,000, 95 to 100,000. There's going to be a big psychological level because it's $100,000, right? So what's going to happen is when all this liquidity comes in, all this money comes in because the ETFs, the futures ETFs, the spot ETFs, all of these traditional institutional investors are getting involved in crypto. Now, Bitcoin is going to reach a point where it can no longer sustain. It's in an upward trending resistance line on Bitcoin. I have a drone. It's like almost vertical. And it's following it to a T. So that would bring us right around $99,000. So Bitcoin hitting 100,000 is not very far off. I think we're going to 112,000 this cycle, maybe a little higher. But the good part about that, so after the money, we hit the psychological level after Bitcoin reaches the top with it, whether it's at 100,000, 110,000, I think it's going to be somewhere between 95 and 100 though, because of that psychological level. Then liquidity is going to start going into other cryptos, right? So Bitcoin holds the market dominance. So when Bitcoin is ripping like this, it is absolutely smashing the altcoins, because what Bitcoin does is it'll go up to 95,000, back down to 93, or go to 93, and then back down to 89. And then other cryptos don't go up with it as much, and they go down with it a lot more. That's because it owns the Bitcoin dominance. It has most of the market cap of the entire crypto, 1-point-something trillion dollars. And so basically in that time, it's very hard for altcoins to have a massive run, except your meme coins or your big news coins. It's going to make it a little bit difficult for those to go while Bitcoin is pumping. Now, this can happen. Bitcoin could cool off and not even dump, and then altcoins are going to pop off. So I see, as soon as we hit that level where a lot of the people are like, okay, we just went from 74,000 up to 90,000. We're all massively in the profit. Most of the institutions borrowed money to get the Bitcoin. People are like, well, I don't understand why people are buying Bitcoin from ETFs or like Grayscale or BlackRock or any of these other places, not just buying Bitcoin. Well, that's because institutions can't buy anything over the on an exchange, right? So they have to utilize what's out there, like the ETFs. And again, if they could utilize Coinbase or Binance, it wouldn't be as efficient as using their institution. So they could buy as a person, but as an institution, they can borrow the money. So now they don't have to pay taxes on any of the Bitcoin that they have because they borrowed the money, right? So this creates a very diverse crypto economy, and we're about to see the fruits of that. Altcoins are always the last to pump, but they always pump massively. We saw ICP go from $3 to $21 in the matter of a couple of months. Okay. That's because Bitcoin decided that it was going to pump up. This is the perfect part. Go back and look at Bitcoin right before altcoins went to the moon, 7x. And this was earlier this year. So if you follow Bitcoin, once it reaches that point to where they're like, okay, we took all the money out of Bitcoin that we could at this, now we need to look for other things, drop the price of Bitcoin down, or, buy altcoins and other things. And that's when we're really going to start pumping. But we have a lot of news for you today. I just wanted to explain where we're at in the market, and things are about to get really crazy. The next phase begins right now. Right now at this psychological level, it's beginning. So get ready, guys. This is going to be one of the most exciting bull markets in history. But we have some huge news today. Let's go into this. First, we have Bitfinity. So Bahrain is building the world's first blockchain-powered smart city. ICP applauds Bahrain's efforts and encourage governments to explore decentralized tech and secure critical infrastructure. You can read the full post here, but we're just going to kind of go over this and read what we have right here. So running AI models on blockchains in the form of smart contracts makes them tamper-proof, preventing cyber attacks even in the absence of functioning cybersecurity, Williams explains. Smart contracts have these properties because they are not network resistant, and the networks hosting them are created by mathematically secure network protocols, which are Byzantine fault tolerant. This contrasts strongly with the traditional centralized IT, which typically runs on cloud services, which must be protected by fallible cybersecurity systems and can be unreliable. In our conversations with policymakers around the world, we know that governments are aware of these risks and are looking to use blockchain technology both to bolster their national security and achieve even greater economic progress, says Williams. So this is very interesting. This AI narrative, this is really the next phase in all of crypto, not just ICP. Fetch AI has been doing some incredible things, and now with their integration with Ocean Protocol and Singularity Net, this is going to bring in. ICP uses Singularity Net for their smart contracts, so for their AI model. This is very, very interesting to see what they're going to do with smart contracts and AI. This is the future, guys. This is the next phase in crypto, is AI. So my favorite thing, as you guys know, I am a governance guy. I'm an NNS guy. I like to stake my crypto. I like to make money in interest in high amounts for voting on proposals. So it looks like there's going to be a big change coming to the network nervous system. So listen up. A highly requested NNS feature is coming soon. Periodic confirmation of following. To make sure you keep receiving voting rewards, you'll need to vote manually or change the following settings by March 2nd of 2025. And I'm going to share this. I'm not going to read the whole article. It's pretty technical, but it's really not that hard to understand. So if you guys want to come in and take a look at this, you can read exactly what they're going to do. You're going to have to basically confirm your followees. They're going to change how the voting rewards are calculated. And it's basically going to be since the last time that you actually voted. There's going to be like a timer. You can go in and read all of it, but it's pretty cool. So Dom, the man, the myth, the legend, ICP history. October 2016, the Bitfinity Foundation was born. February 2017, public ICO raises funds at 3 cents. May 2021, launch of the decentralized network, or Genesis. November 2024, 1 million ETH equivalent transactions. Let's go look at that. That's amazing. 1 million ETH equivalent transactions. We're a little under that right now, but we hit our mark of a high of 1 million transactions per second. That is absolutely, we're over 4 billion blocks. Internet Computer is doing it big. 1,000 plus R&D effort, hours, years, not hours, years. So that's pretty cool. Now, Dom is doing a lot lately, so get ready, guys. When Dom starts cooking, you guys need to be ready for what he's going to be cooking, right? He said, today I had a meeting with a Swiss banker to test how Tekken works demos. I created and improved a running hack-proof compliance app on ICP in less than 10 minutes by talking. He was impressed, and so was I. We'll provide a roadmap and release gates soon. So this all can be done by talking, by using your voice to create something. You did it less than 10 minutes. 10 minutes. This is the future, guys. This is the absolute precipice of ICP right now. Okay, so we have other very, very interesting news right now. We have the Bitfinity network launching the Bitcoin layer 2 with 12 million in backing. We'll look at that. But I do want to talk about what Bahrain's doing. It's basically a brave new city. So what they are doing is they're making this basically online city, the smart city. It's a smart contract city is what it is, like a fully on-chain city. So their bold leap to build the world's first blockchain-powered metropolis, fusing technology with a bold vision for the future. So this is pretty interesting. At the core of Bahrain's Smart City Initiative is the digital first principle, where blockchain will play a pivotal role in digitizing urban systems and services. So Bahrain is a great example of a country that has evolved from being a petro-dependent economy. So it looks like this isn't just the smart contract city. So this is also in actual Bahrain. So wow, this is cooler than I thought it was. Wow. Smart cities will increasingly use AI algorithms to improve the efficiency of myriad services, from road and infrastructure management to enhanced healthcare delivery. Wow. Dude, this is cool. It looks like Dubai and Seoul are diving headfirst into blockchain to streamline everything from real estate to public transportation, given its capabilities of managing the complex data exchanges required in a smart city in a high-speed yet cost-effective way. This is so cool. Running AI models on blockchains in the form of smart contracts makes them tamper-proof, preventing cyber attacks, even in the absence of functioning cybersecurity, Williams explains. Smart contracts have these properties because they are not network resident. And the networks hosting them are created by mathematically secure network protocols, which are Byzantine fault tolerant. This contrasts strongly with the traditional centralized IT, which typically runs on cloud services, which must be protected by fallible cybersecurity systems and be unreliable. In our conversations with policymakers around the world, we know that governments are aware of these risks and looking to use blockchain technology both to bolster their national security and achieve greater economic progress. So this is cool. World Economic Forum is also pushing for a blockchain-powered future. And there you go. This is pretty interesting. But now let's go into the Bitfinity network, because there's some controversy, I guess. Their Bitfinity EVM was launched on KuCoin or something, and they said it was from Sui, and now they won't even say it's from ICP. They just say it's Bitfinity, but Bitfinity is a decentralized exchange built on the internet computer. They are the ones that are handling a lot of the Ethereum compatible integrations. They are taking ICP to the next level, and now they are moving to Bitcoin, which is beautiful. I love to see this. They were actually at Bitcoin Nashville. I love their promotion. I love their presentation. It was great. So Bitfinity Network launches Bitcoin Layer 2 with $12 million in backing. So they're going to bring their EVM compatibility and expanded DeFi functionality to the Bitcoin using ICP's Chain Fusion. This is huge, guys. I would be watching Bitfinity if I were you guys. They are doing some really, really awesome stuff in the space, and they're going to be one of the leaders in this next bull run. So I'm watching this project like very closely. Bitfinity Network, a new Bitcoin Layer 2 solution, has launched with $12 million in funding to create Ethereum virtual machine compatible decentralized finance functionality for Bitcoin. Project acquired support from institutional investors like Polychain and Parify earlier in 2024, alongside $5 million in over-the-counter token sales, primarily contributed by the community. A news release shared with Cointelegraph said that the Bitcoin Layer 2 will utilize Internet Computer Protocol's ICP Chain Fusion technology to enable Bitcoin native assets to operate in an Ethereum-compatible ecosystem. So, and Bitcoin just hit $95,000, and ICP is directly integrated with Bitcoin. That means there's not a third-party bridge, and Bitfinity is doing it big over there. So this is super bullish. This is, again, the future. This is where crypto is heading, and this is the next phase in the internet computer. I might do a little clickbaity titles, but I always try to integrate my title into what I talk about for the video and make it really interesting. So let's go and look at the price now. We're gonna check this out. It's down to $8.85. It was just at $9. We're having a real hard time breaking this $9.50 resistance. Looks like we went to $9.51 exactly. And then if we look at the last month, this is still actually a good thing. We're at $8.85. But if we look at the top over here, we are higher than we've been at the peak of like about a month ago, about 10.25. So it's starting, we had a little peak here, but we're using this as support. So this area 857, this area whatever 850. Yeah, we're using that. We turn that into support now. So we had, support down here before at 7. We broke above that, confirmed the lower level of support here at about $8. Let's see, yeah, about $8 right here. Went a little bit below $8, but confirmed that as support. And now we are confirming this higher level up here as support even. So this is good. Even this level confirmed. We basically are confirming support right here. This is perfect. This is what we want. This is an upward trend to a market that has $192 million in volume. There's a lot of selling going on at these lower prices. Let's go back to like the 7-day. Hold on. Let's do the daily. Yeah. So look, this is crazy. Only 170 million in volume up here at 951. If we would have moved up to this 200 million that we had here, we would have went to the upside. But a lot of this is sell volume. So what happens when this sell volume, it starts to go up as we go down because people are selling their ICP, pushing it down, and then it goes even farther up the volume because now people are buying again. Now, so they push it down, and then they buy it, push it up. We're confirming that area as support now. Maybe they wanted to buy again because institutions and rich money, they don't buy it all at once or it would really push the price down. So what they do is they either do over-the-counter solutions, they do institutional buying, so it doesn't affect the price as much. So that's why you see this volume start to really climb, and we don't really do anything with the price. But it looks like people are really wanting to buy this. Let's look at the volume here, 194, and then the volume went down by not like $750,000. It's not even a whole lot. So let's look at Bitcoin real quick. I do want to see what Bitcoin is doing. Whoa. Because Bitcoin, I hope we hit a top soon with Bitcoin, just so everything else can kind of pump, or at least just go sideways for a while. Let us go. Don't even dump. Don't bring us down. Just let us go. Look at that, though. Excuse me. I mean, Bitcoin absolutely stomped its previous area right here. This was resistance as soon as we broke out of this resistance. So this is what's going to happen on ICP, guys. Let me just show you for a second. We are dumping right now because, whatever. I can't even tell you all the reasons. I just make a guess of why it's dumping, an educated guess because I've been in the market for a very long time. All right. And then I'll use TA too, but I'm just going to show you with Bitcoin doing what it just did. Okay, we're geared to do the same thing. Okay, let's start over. We'll get rid of all these things here. Right here. If we break above this, just the same as Bitcoin did, anytime we break above this area and close, see the candle closed above it, but this was in a downtrend, so it's kept going down with a test of the breakout. We are above this EMA 9 at 846, but as you see, we haven't closed the candle above here. But when we do, as you see, this big area of resistance got broke and then we skyrocket. So that's what we're waiting for ICP, is to break this $9.48 level, this $9.50 level like I've been talking about. And as you see, it went up and touched it, went up and touched it, went up and touched it. So we are really getting ready. If we can move out of this area right here, we're going to use this at 846. Actually, let's move that out because that's not going to be our first support. Our first support, I believe, is probably going to either be the 21. We'll do the 50 though. Okay, 50 is our resistance. 50 is what we haven't got above. So this is going to be a very crucial area to watch on the weekly. This EMA 50 at 913. We need to close this week at least above 913, if not above 950, and then we could take this area back once we move past this moving average. If not, we do have a downward trending resistance line right here, actually, that we just broke above. So we already broke above this downward trending resistance right here. So it looks like this is also a symmetrical triangle, symmetrical triangle that we broke out of. So it's a downward trending resistance line broke out of. We're going down to touch that right now. Let's look at this EMA 21. This might be our resistance. And if this is our resistance, this is going to be the area, our support, 50 is our resistance. If we're above this, this is our support. So we're testing the support at 871 right now is what's happening. So we're testing support, which is also this downward trending resistance line. This EMA is intersecting right here. This is going to be a nice level of support right here. This makes me kind of bullish on ICP with this level of support. People don't understand that ICP, it moves in very, very specific ways, and you can kind of judge, like, if we do this could happen. We could definitely move back up to this 1070 area, and in here this is going to be a bit of an area, because as you see, it's wicked. Like this 950, we're kind of where Bitcoin is at. It's crazy. Bitcoin is going to run into a psychological thing from 95 to 100,000. Okay, this is going to be the psychological resistance. So this box area is going to be a very, wait, did I call this with a bull flag before? Or is that my upward trending resistance line? Is that a bull flag? Hold on. I think that's a bull flag on Bitcoin. I don't even think it was resistance. I think that was just a bull flag. Let's just see. Did I do that? Oh, I did do that. Okay. Well, dang. I wish I would have made a video about that. Bitcoin just had a bull flag play out, and it took it right to about 98,000. So this is 95,000, I think, is a psychological area, but all the way up to 100. This is going to be a very difficult, but as you see, so is this area between here and here, because there's a lot of resistance, not because of a psychological level. Well, $10 is kind of a psychological level too, but 13 more. So 13 is going to be our big psychological. And as you see, there's a lot of stuff in here that says 13 is hard to break. So this is our psychological level. Bitcoin doesn't have anything above here, so we just have to assume 100,000 is a psychological level. But here is the real psychological level on ICP. It's $13. So as you see all of this, so this area isn't going to be as hard to break. As you see, it was big support before, or big resistance. So once we break this area isn't going to be as hard to break. It still is going to be a little psychological area at $10, but the real one's at 13. So, and that's why we haven't broke from 950 to this 10, because this is somewhat of a little psychological area and resistance and support. So once we break out, guys, ICP, look at this candle. $4.96 to $12. That's more than a 2x in 1 week. Okay, and then we have these big candles. So that's what we're waiting for, is these huge candles again. And look at these wicks too. When ICP starts pumping, guys, it's on. Like, as you see, not a lot going on back here. But once we start in the bull market, things get crazy. Let's talk a minute. We'll come back to the charts. How are you guys doing today? I just want to say I got a job. Things started working out. I had my mom pray for me, and then I got a car right away, and I got the job the same day. It's really weird how that worked. Like, I'd been praying, and then I was just like, Mom, I need some prayer. And then boom, I got the car. I got a job, and then I also have another job possibly tomorrow. They're like, you're at the top of the list, and that's more in my suit. I got a job at Walmart. I want to work there, definitely. Get some money in my pocket. I'm not too good to work at Walmart, but I won't work McDonald's for minimum wage. You guys, you said something about, oh, he asking for money, but he ain't working. No, guys, I mean, minimum wage is for people who are just starting in the workforce. I've been working for a lot of years, but I will do this, or there's another job that's going to offer me, or not a job tomorrow. He said I was at the top of the list. It's going to be for bill collecting, so we'll see. It pays more, but I have a job. I have a car now. Things are starting to look up again, and I couldn't have done it without you guys. So I want to thank every one of you for your support and your help during my rough time, and I hope I can bring a lot of value back. I'm not one of those people in friendships and relationships. I am not a user. I don't like to use people. When I was younger, I did that without even knowing. So I always try to see what I bring to any relationship, any friendship, any content, anything I do. I am not just taking. I don't like people that just take. If you're willing to take and give, and there's an ebb and flow, and you provide value, even more, because I like to give more than I receive. It feels good to give. It actually releases endorphins in your body, and it makes you feel good to give. Like there's a real physiological response to giving to somebody. It actually affects your endorphins and your dopamine, and it makes you feel good. So we all like to give. So let's talk. Oh, I got my new car. So it's a Volkswagen GTI. I wanted the Honda because it was more reliable, and there was no cars available for my price range. So, and then I looked at this one place. They're like, oh, here's a Volkswagen GTI. I'm like, eh. And I drove it, and it drove really good. It sounded good. Everything seems to be running perfectly. I know it's probably not as good as a Honda or Toyota, but if you take care of it, I talked to a couple of people, and they're like, you can have that thing run 220, 250, 250,000 if you maintain it. Oil's good, everything looks good, and it's fast, man. I didn't get it because it was fast. It's a turbo. So when I hit third gear, you just hear that cold air intake just I got to be careful. It's just my everyday beater to go to work. That's it. I'm not racing it, but it is fun to drive. So, yeah. So this is where I want to be. I want to be where Damien's at. I want to be to a point where I'm living off maturity. I am holding ICP for the long run, because this could actually be like the new blockchain internet. Like this is something that maybe will get integrated with Google. Could you imagine like ICP running Google on the blockchain? That would be crazy. Or Amazon. Come on, guys. I mean, who knows? Governments are adopting it. Countries are adopting the technology. I mean, come on. It's about to get crazy. Is ICP that is bleeding against Bitcoin. So I explained this earlier in the video. Everything is bleeding against Bitcoin because it has the dominance. It has the Bitcoin market. Just look at the total amount of market cap, and then look what Bitcoin holds, and that's what you call Bitcoin dominance. So it really touches the market. So Bitcoin can go way up. We'll go up a little bit with it, and then it'll knock us down. And I know they use it to do that to altcoins. So it isn't an accident. Yeah, I got a car now, man. Great to know, buddy. You got a new car. Yep. A job is a job, right? It pays for more investments, and that's all that matters. I like this guy, man. Who is it? Carnifex. Okay, I like it. All right, let's get back into some TA. Let's talk about what we're doing now. Let's see if I see a pattern. So this is a triple bottom. This is good. This is very good. We have a triple bottom. We want a triple bottom. We need a triple bottom. We have a triple bottom. Okay? So this is good. Triple bottom. This is very, very good. And as you see, this triple bottom broke us out of this. So I'd always be watching for these triple bottoms. Now, we also broke this downward trending resistance line. Let's look at the daily. Because, yeah, we have a double top here right now. So we have a double top. Oops. Double tap. So we are holding that as support. And we have the EMA 21 at 860 right there. Let's see where this 50 is. Normally, we're not under the 50 on the week and the day. But who knows? Okay, we're above the 50. Okay, we're doing really good. I think we're probably going to hit the 100 as resistance. Oh, we're above the 100. Are we above the 200? If we're above the 200, oh my gosh, we just went below the 200. Okay, this is why we got rejected. We broke below the 200, but we are using this downward trending resistance turn support as support now. So this is very good. We have hit this area right here, though. This big area I was telling you about on the week. It looks bigger on the daily, doesn't it? But this is the daily. We have this double top, but as you see, this is getting a lot worse than this double top, and we had a triple top actually, which led us downwards. But these were all climbing, so this means we could have went higher if we would have confirmed that. Let me see what else we got here. We do have an ascending triangle. I mean, this is a continuation pattern. I mean, it's pretty brutal ascending triangle pattern, but hey. We have this ascending triangle. So this is going to be also support, because this trend line acts as support, this trend line acts as support, and this is going to be our resistance, which we got rejected by here. We tried to break out after we broke down. So who knows? Let's look at the liquidity of Bitcoin real quick. I just want to look at this, and then we'll do more. We'll look at the 4 hours, see if there's anything. Market cap, oh my God, 1.87 trillion. So look at that. The closest one is Ethereum at 366 billion. Okay, 366 billion. And this is like almost 6x, a little like 5.5x of this. You know what I mean? So who knows? Could get pretty interesting pretty soon, but that's why Bitcoin is running everything. Ethereum's down. Everything is down. Everything is down, even though Bitcoin just skyrocketed, right? And then most of these only have like a $3 billion market cap compared to 1.8 trillion. I mean, right? Internet computer, 4.1 billion. So there's a lot of money to be made here once Bitcoin releases the market. That's it. Once the money starts coming out of Bitcoin, once they make their money, then we start making money. So we need the big boys to make their money, and then we get to start making money in ICP. And once that happens, all of this stuff, we don't really even have to worry about these. This is just going to tell us the areas that need to break out. But for now, it's relevant. So let's look at the 4 hour. We are definitely way above the EMA 200. So, and if we do go down, I think 850 is going to be our lowest, 845. This double top pattern, even a triple top. So yeah, we might have a triple top over here. So we might actually go down in the short term because we failed to break this level, right? You know, we broke above and then right back under. So then we have our triple top. So this triple top could bring us somewhere down to probably 844. Okay, on the 4 hour, and that's just short term. Look at the 1 hour. There's nothing bullish in the charts right now, except for on the weekly. So let's look at the CFGI and see if I'm right. I say bearish. Okay, yeah. Whales are positive now. Whales are pop, but we're at fear. Look at all that. Very negative. Very negative. What? The volumes? Dude, it just said the volume is very negative. So what that means, obviously, people are selling more than they're buying because the volume is up 24%. So when it says very negative, there's a lot of people selling. That's what that means. More people are selling than buying right now, unfortunately. Impulse, very negative. Technical, negative, of course. Like I said, order book is positive. How the heck does that make sense? Because that means more buying than selling. And this means more selling than buying. I mean, I guess this could mean we have the same amount of volume as we did yesterday. It might not be about buying and selling. Let's just look at 7 days. A couple days ago, yeah, 180. So that's why that thing is saying it, is because the volume isn't really going up or down. But very negative, that's what doesn't make sense. It's not very negative. I don't get it. Okay, let's look at the daily. Maybe, I think it should change on the daily, hopefully. Hold on, it says. So don't sell, it says. Not financial advice, but order book, very positive. Volume, very negative. I don't get it. I'm not 100% sure how that volume is very negative, but, you know. And technicals are neutral on the daily. I don't know if I agree with that either. Especially breaking that EMA 200. We were looking pretty bullish earlier. But yeah, I don't agree with that. So me and the CFGI aren't on the same terms today. We don't always have to be. Most of the time, everything that I say is kind of confirmed in here. But sometimes I don't understand the market. It just doesn't really. We should be pumping right now, to be honest with you. With Bitcoin at 95,000, there's really not. Oh, very negative on the 1 hour. Yeah, I didn't see nothing on there. But on the daily, I don't agree with it. Order book neutral, that makes sense. Impulse neutral, volume positive. So that means the volume's looking good. But yeah, I'm going to give you some price targets, guys. I would really be watching down here to about $8.45. That is if this double top plays out. I think it will hold support right at this previous resistance turn support. Plus, we also have this upward trending support line and this support line right here. But if this breaks, we're going down. Then we'll also have that EMA 100. We'll have that EMA 100 as support as well. So this is going to be great, guys. It's getting ready to pop off. Yeah. So look, right at that level, like I said, we have a lot of support right here. We have this horizontal support. We have this upward trending support, and we have the EMA 100. I don't really even see us going below that unless it's a quick wick. I don't see a candle closing below 850. You know, unless there's a major sell-off in the market and it just rips through all of that like nothing. But as far as technical analysis, yeah, no, I don't think we're going much lower than 850. Now on the upside, I think we're going to be testing 950 again, especially if we kind of ride this wave upward, this upward trending resistance line. Even if we do go down to 850, right, we can still ride this up and have this here. I'll show you. It'll just follow this up, right? So, you know, we just have it kind of go back and touch it until we can break out of that area, or we just blast off from here when the market starts recovering. But I don't really see us having to go too much below this 850 area. This 950, when we can confirm above that, especially at the end of the week, this is going to be very bullish because you saw what just happened with Bitcoin when it did that. So it's going to bring us up into this liquidity zone, which has already been a magnet, as you see. And we broke out of this downward trending weekly resistance line and turned it into support. This is so crucial for the future moves. So breaking that, yeah, we're going to have this support at 850 even on the week. But this liquidity zone is going to be an area where this is going to be attracted to. It's going to be like a magnet. So that's about all we have for ICP. You guys have any other cryptos you want me to look at today? Let's see what you guys are talking about over here. Hello, ICP fan. RK707. What's up? Lots of liquidity on the bid at lower levels, possibly. Yeah, so if you look at the VPVR, let's actually go do that. So then we could see where these liquidity levels are at. That was a very good point, bro. Very good point. Let's get rid of this. Let's see where this liquidity is at. Okay. So as you see, there is a lot of selling compared to buying going on at these lower rates, because when the price wicks down here, they're buying, but they're selling it off at this price to push it lower, right? So there's actually a lot of buying going on at about 820 to 840. This 860 to 850 area, there's not a lot of buying, they're selling. So they're really pushing the price down. There is more buying. Yeah, there's more buying than selling at where we're at right now. So people are scooping it up right now. Nice. And then at these next levels, there are going to be more selling. And then again, a lot of selling all the way up, except once we get here. Then it starts to really, yeah, really take over the buy to sell, guys. So this is very good. Dude, thank you. Hold on. I didn't bring you back over. Hold on. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. These levels. So once we get above this 950, and I would say actually above this liquidity zone, let's just say right here, like right here at 1060. Once we get above this liquidity zone, this buy side liquidity zone, then there's more buying than selling going on up here. There's a lot more buying than selling. So once we get above this and we really start moving, ICP is, look at these buying compared to selling once we get up here is so beautiful. So we just got to get past this psychological zone. And then there's another one at 13, but there's more buying than selling at 13. So maybe this is the hardest level to break right here. And 13 is just going to be accumulation. So this is just going to be like a psychological level. And other people said this is a psychological level, you know, up at like 13 or whatever, but there's more buying than selling going on at 13. So I don't know if I agree with that. It was an article I wrote or read. But yeah, I think this is maybe a psychological level, but I think more people are buying than selling. So I'd say this is more of a psychological level. But yeah, once we get above this, you know, area down at like 1060 or whatever, it's going to turn, you know, more buying than selling as we go up, especially at this $13 range. It's very bullish. Very, very bullish. Bitfinity token. Let's go. Yeah, Bitfinity is definitely a token that I need to be holding, that you guys need to at least look at and see if it's the right fit for you. But they're doing some incredible stuff, guys. When I tell you stuff, it's just so that you can go research it and you can listen to what I say, but it's not financial advice and I'm not trading, no trading advice. All I'm doing is showing you where the good stuff is. And then if it's right for you, you research it, you find out, hey, it's everything you said it is, and I want to invest in this because I want to. Let's go. So guys, I want to thank you again for all your support. I want to thank you for holding ICP during some very hard times in the market. And there might be some big things coming with Renegade soon. I'm not promising anything, but I'm doing everything I can to get the funding to build the game. If not, I'm probably just going to try to code it myself, guys. I'm not going to let you down like that. That's the one thing I don't want to do, is let you guys down. So I'm going to figure it out. Might take a couple years, who knows, but we'll get it done, guys. So, all right, guys, that being said, goodbye. Hey, good ICP. Good.